Good evening. Am I audible? Yeah. Good evening, all the dignitaries on the dais of the dais. Welcome you all. So we are starting with program with prayer and remembrance of Almighty. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurmedeva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Arthat, O Lord, with a curved trunk and massive body, the one whose shine is equal to the millions of suns. O God, always bless us that we do not face any hindrance in our works. A very, very warm and wonderful evening to all the dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, and all of you in this glorious celebration and august gathering. I, Dr. Neelam Panchal from Indian Society for Training and Development, welcome one and all present over here in offline as well as online mode in this international conference by Indian Society for Training and Development on the theme Gender Equal National Building. We take pride and privilege of welcoming all the dignitaries, heartily invited chief guests, guest of honors, our honorable past presidents, chairpersons from different parts of the nations, members of all the 51 chapters of Indian Society for Training and Development who has joined offline and online mode, all the professionals, faculty members, participants, and the students who have joined over here for this conference. Let us have a big round of applause. Friends, it is said that success is not overnight. It's when every day you get up a little better than a day before. It's all add up. Each day is a new beginning. Let us start our program with deep pragatya. I would request all the dignitaries on the dais to join for the lamp lighting ceremony. I also request President Emeritus Dr. Uday Kohli to join for the lamp lighting. आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः. Light is a symbol of brightness and prosperity. As sunlight expels the darkness, similarly, blessings brings prosperity and happiness in our life. So to make this morning and evening a blessed one, let's invoke Goddess Saraswati and Ganpati Ji by lighting the lamp of the knowledge and wisdom. Thank you all the dignitaries and all of you for joining the hands. A big round of applause and a prayers. Thank you so much, all the dignitaries who have joined for the lamp lighting ceremony and all the people who have joined over here in this international conference on gender equal and a national building. Friends, today is a celebration for women all around the world. Ladies who have dared to dream big ever since they were little girls, for the diversity and talents that lie within a feminine heart, for the courage and determination that prevents us falling apart. We can raise families and build businesses and be proud of all we have achieved. Where once over visions of that scale could never have been believed. Ladies, stand up and be counted. Smile at how far we have come and cherish every single day as daughter, as wife, as companion, or mom, or any other role that we are playing. So don't let anybody tell you that these are the set paths for you to follow as a little girl with a passion and an inspiring women of tomorrow. So let's join hand and celebrate all women and acknowledge the great things they do and tell a lady close to your heart just how much she means to you. All of you are welcome once again by Indian Society for Training and Development. Friends, Indian Society for Training and Development established in April 1970. By now, 53 years of
Check my video.
around
Check your
53
message.
chapters. What is
Check your
going on?
message.
53 years of experience and 53 around chapters is a national level professional and a non-profit society registered under the Societies Registration Act 1860. It has a large membership of the individuals and institutions involved in the areas of skilling, training, learning, and development of the human resources from the government, public and private sector organizations, enterprises, educational and training institutions, and other professional bodies. The society is affiliated to the International Federation of Training and Development Organizations known as IFTDO, Geneva. ISTD organizes training programs all over the country, both at the chapter and the national levels. This time, our national president took an initiative, and yes, it is the first time that we have a female national president, and looking over a chart, she says, why not to organize an International Women's Day? And that is how we started with, is in this month itself, all over across the nation, all the chapters have tried to organize some or the other events on the International Women's Day. And this is the last event for the Indian Society for the Training and Development as a part of this International Women's Day celebration. So a big round of applause for our national president for this initiative to organize women and the related programs throughout a week. And thus, we are ending this week with this conference. So with proud and privilege, again, presenting you Happy International Women's Day and this program. The world is full of diamonds and gems, and we are having some and all of you here today. Our women, the leaders of today, tomorrow, and they shape nation with the thoughts, actions, and the word. Women are the real architects of the society. No country can ever truly flourish if it still stigmatizes the potential of the women and deprives itself of the contributions of half of the citizens. The best protection any women can have is the courage. The fastest way to change the society is to mobilize the women of the world. And we have such women today of the dais and especially on the dais. We welcome all the dignitaries on the dais and all the dignitaries who have joined here with us on a virtual mode. Ms. Janet from IFTDO World Member Chairperson, Women Empowerment Committee, Nigeria. We welcome you, ma'am. Ms. Yogita
Thank you very
Singh,
much.
MCD Councillor, Kalkaji, President, Delhi, BJP, Mahila Morcha. We welcome you, ma'am. And she's a former director of the National Handloom Development Corporation. Let us have a big round of applause together. We have joined over here with Alka Mittalji, former CMD and HR Director, ONGC Group. We welcome you, ma'am, and she is here with us on online mode. We welcome Dr. Rajeshwari Narendranji, past National President and Director, NTPC School of Business, mentored by Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. We welcome you, ma'am. We have our own National President, Ms. Anita Chauhan of Indian Society for Training and Development and a board member of IFTDO. We welcome you, ma'am. We have Mrs. Usha Jain, RVP North, Indian Society for Training and Development. We welcome you, ma'am. And our own Ms. Anita Majok, Chairperson, Women Empowerment Committee and MD, Managing Director, Open Space Consulting, Mumbai, India. We welcome you, ma'am. In addition, we have Dr. Uday College, President Emeritus, Pillar, Mentor, Backbone of ISTD. We welcome you, sir. We welcome Archana Agnihotri ji, BJP correspondent, to be over here with. Thank you, ma'am, for being over here. We
My
welcome
video
Dr.
is
S.K.
stopped.
Jain,
My video
Hindi
is stopped.
professor,
Check your WhatsApp
IIT Delhi, and
message.
a former VC, Jammu University. We welcome you, sir. We have Tasmeen Kanji, press officer and a press information bureaus, Government of India, presently handling publicly Ministry of WCD. We welcome you, ma'am. And in other than that, we have all our dignitaries of the dais also, and all the dignitaries who have joined here on line mode. We welcome you for a formal welcome address and for setting the tone of the conference. I would request our WDC chairman, Anita Madhokji, for setting the tone of the conference and for welcome address.
I think Dr. Neelam Panchal, thank you so much. You deserve an equally warm welcome, the way you have welcomed everybody in this room here, and lots of lovely women and lots of men as well. I have done a lot of women conferences, and this is the first time, frankly, I'm saying gender equality. 50 men and 50 women, at least I'm seeing in this room, which is to me very, very heartening. Because when we do women's program, it's always either women for the women, or it's, and there's always the token man hanging around somewhere. But this is really very nice to see lots of men here in support of gender equality. The United Nations actually declared gender equality a fundamental right in the 1960s. Okay, and India is a signatory to that convention as well. On the ground, I do believe we have a lot of initiatives taking care of gender pay equality, social status and educational equality, women representation in workforce and management. So lots of initiatives have been taken. My lifetime, practical working lifetime of the last 40 years, I have witnessed a lot of change. I remember when I first entered the workforce, most of the companies I went to, there were no toilets for women. There was no place for women, to sit and have their lunch or whatever. And today, at least last 40 years, things have changed. But I'm not, so I'm going to say a pat on the back for all the women who have empowered themselves and broken the barriers and shown the way forward. But at the same time, I'm not going to say that the battle is won yet, because we are far from being equal. This year's International Women's Day theme is gender equality. And I do believe that we still have a long way to go. I do know that there are many things on the canvas. So gender pay is something we can, talk about, the pay parity and the pay equality. We can talk about so many things. But the World Economic Forum actually did one study some years ago, and they found that, yes, the gender pay index, and they release a report every year. And they found that every year, the pay differentials between what women earn and what men earn, it exists all over the world, not just in India, the differential pays. So they found the gender pay gap, as they call it, is narrowing, is becoming less and less. So women are getting more recognition and more remuneration for their services. But according to them, it's going to take another 250 years to achieve equality of gender pay, according to the pace of change that we have. Now, I don't know about the method of research, but I do know that we are only a drop in the ocean. Our efforts are only a drop in the ocean. If pay equality is going to take another 200 years, then perhaps social equality, unconscious biases, economic, so many empowerment, self-empowerment of women is perhaps going to take longer than that, because pay equality is something much easier to achieve. So I'm just setting the tone for the conference today. There's lots of themes that we are going to be covering, including how women have broken the mold. We are looking at women entrepreneurs. We are looking at women differently enabled women. And we are looking at initiatives that are being taken on the ground to empower women. And you've got a lot of learning. You've got a lot of inspiration. I think more than anything else, we are going to be providing with a lot of inspiration for a lot of the people who are present here today. And I do hope you enjoy the proceedings between today and tomorrow. On my part, as the chairperson of the Women Empowerment Committee of ISTD, I would like to warmly welcome everybody here. And they've all been very beautifully, already welcomed by Neelam, Dr. Neelam ahead of me. But from my side, another very warm welcome. Thank you so much. Over to you, Neelam.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for setting the tone of the conference. And after verbal welcome, now it's time to welcome all our dignitaries with a bouquet and memento. So, firstly, I would like to request Lakshmi ji for presenting a memento and welcome Ms. Yogita Singh, MCD Councillor, Kalkaji, President, Delhi, BJP Mahila Morcha, and a guest of honor of this conference is a former director of the National Handloom Development Corporation also. We welcome you, ma'am. Thank you. A big round of applause.
Hello. Àṣẹ conference kan lọ́wọ́. So my tea
We
race paper
also
yẹn.
welcome Ms. Janet I.K.
Change to
Jaloso from
I'll pay it to
Nigeria. We welcome you, ma'am. And we
Thank-
also have with us on online mode, Ms. Alka Mittalji, former CMD and HR Director, ONGC Group. We welcome you, ma'am, with a bouquet from here. We would like to welcome our Dr. Rajeshwari Narendran, ma'am, our past National President and the Director, NTPC School of Business, mentored by Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. I would like to request Anita Madok, ma'am, to welcome Dr. Rajeshwari Narendran. We are very lucky to have you, ma'am, having a long experience in the field of HR and OB, and we will see in deep the introduction of ma'am. So wonderful to have you. Thank you for spending your valuable time. Thank you. So this program would not have been possible if the initiative would not have been taken by Ms. Anita Chauhan, National President, Indian Society for Training and Development, and a board member, IPTDO. I would like to request myself to to felicitate ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for providing this wonderful opportunity to all the women who to get together and talking about the gender equality and the national building and for this conference. We have Mrs. Usha Jain, RVP North, Indian Society for Training and Development. I would like to request Ms. Anita for a floral welcome of ma'am. Anubha Walia, ma'am. हाँ बहुत सारे हैं A big round of applause. Thank you, Anubaji. And thank you, Usha Jain, ma'am, for being over here. We have with us Ms. Anita Majok, Chairperson, Women Empowerment Committee and MD, Open Space Consulting. I would request Radha ma'am, Radha Ravichandran ma'am, for floral welcome of Anita ma'am. Radha Sharma ma'am. A big round of applause. Thank you both of you for being over here, being a part of this conference. We also welcome our President Emeritus, pillar, mentor, backbone of Indian Society for Training and Development. I would like to request Anita Chauhan ma'am to welcome Dr. Uday Kohli with flowers and memento. Dr. Udesh Kohli. We welcome you, sir, on behalf of the team Women Indian Society for Training and Development. A big round of applause. We also have with us Ms. Archana Agnihotri, BJP correspondent. I would like to request Anita Chauhan ji for welcoming Archana Agnihotri ji. We welcome you, ma'am, for your presence over here. Thank you, Archana ma'am, for your presence. We also have Dr. S.K. Jain over here online on the virtual mode. We have P.K. Rajput, sir. We would like to call upon Anita Chauhan ma'am for floral welcome of P.K. Rajput, sir. So we are welcoming Dr. S.K. Jain, Senior Professor, IIT Delhi and a former Vice Chancellor of Jammu University. We welcome you, sir. Thank you for your blessings to us. We also have Rajput, sir, and I would like to request Anita Chauhan ma'am for welcoming P.K. Rajput, sir. Thank you for your presence over here, sir. We also have Tasmeen ji. Okay. So she must be on the way. We also welcome her for now. So thank you everyone for joining in the conference. So friends, as we said that Indian Society for Training and Development with the initiative of this Women's Day celebration, how this day was celebrated across the nation. Let us have a glimpse how different chapters organize different activities. So we would have a glimpse of that. And I would request Gurvinder ji to please carry on the video. So you can see that there are different chapters who have organized different activities, and this presentation showing how different chapters have organized those type of activities and how across the nation Women's Day has been celebrated. So basically this International Women's Day this year is being celebrated with the theme of gender equal nation building. While gender equality is a fundamental human right, any exploration of the subject leads to a wide canvas encompassing social, religious, demographic, cultural, and geographic dimensions applicable to both men and women. So with this vision in mind, ISTD has brought this international conference on gender equal nation building with several innovative offerings that will inspire and motivate women who will participate and who has participated across the nation. So this conference is ultimately the end of the week that we have celebrated. And thank you so much, Gurvinder ji, for that presentation. So now it's time to introduce our guest and here, having this opportunity to listen, because there are some of the guests whom we all like to hear from them again and again. So one of them is Dr. Rajeshwari Narendranji. She's a PhD in management and MBA from Andrew Toll's called Harvard Business School, Boston, USA, and FDP, IIM Ahmedabad 2009. She has the distinction of being the first ever woman and the youngest national president of Indian Society for Training and Development, New Delhi in 2013-14. She is the first woman to be elected in any professional body in HR and management across Asia. She is currently the National Council member with the Higher Education Council of Women, International Chamber of Commerce and Industries, a state coordinator of All Ladies League. Recently, she has been nominated as the board member to the Pravasi Legal Aid Cell for Gulf countries for supporting the working people of India abroad for rehabilitation, rights, dignity, safety, compensations, empowerments, and the mental model support in distress. She's external IC member of the POSH in IIM Udaipur. She's also advisory board member in many organizations like Arogya World, Microlight Finance, Rajasthan Council for the Education, Administration and Management. She has been inducted recently in Association of the Global Business Research and Practice USA, which represents in the B schools of 119 universities from across the globe. She has been actively involved in Feliciano Center for the Women Entrepreneurship Programs at the Montclair State University, New Jersey. And currently, she is a director of NTPC School of Business, Noida, mentored by Indian Institute of Management. She's formerly head and a professor of the Harvard Business Administration. She's a coach, she's a popular trainer, HRD consultant, and so far trained record-breaking 85,000 plus aspirants in India and abroad. A big round of applause for such a personality with us. And she has also received a lot of, awards and what to speak. It goes on and on and on. It's very pleasure, ma'am. You are here with us, and it would be really lovely to hear from you.
Very good evening and namaskar to everyone to this beautiful setup of hybrid mode, and everyone joining online, Madam Alka Mittalji. I see Miss Janet from IFTDO, and on the dais and off the dais dignitaries and the very illuminated faces over here. I strongly believe that, gender equal nation building is such a vibrant subject that it is very difficult to be covered in 2 days of time in any conference. However, where does it come from? Nation building, राष्ट्र निर्माण तो हर citizen, हर नागरिक का दायित्व और कर्तव्य है. बात आती है शुरू कहाँ से होता है. I always have believed that charity begins at home. So is the gender equality. It is embedded in the family, in the society, in the nation, and the DNA of how we treat each other. It's very important. Though most of the people, when they are speaking about the gender equality, they would be speaking about men and women. But nowadays, we all respect equally the third gender, the LGBTQ community. And I strongly believe that every human being is a beautiful creation of the God. And hence, they have all the equal right and equal treatment and equal opportunities. They need the love, care, affection equally without any bias of color, caste, creed, gender, their preferences, or their lifestyles. We are nobody to judge or label them by any stamp. I would like to here say that I'm a proud mother of a son and a daughter. Here I would like to quote that my son is elder and daughter is younger. And I remember that When I was studying, my kids were very small. Janet, it would be surprise for you that when I was 19, I had my son already with me. All my education has been, post my marriage. And a pillar of strength is my husband, Dr. Narendran, who made me whatever I am today, more than what my parents made me today. And more than that, I would like to say that in our home, we made sure that if I am making something in the kitchen, if I am cutting the salad, my son would be, kneading the dough for the chapati, or maybe my daughter is washing the dishes. So he may be, spreading the table, or he may be making the bed or cleaning the toilet for that matter. The training starts at home. The learning starts at home. And I'm very happy and proud to say here that I taught my son about the puberty at the age when he was not even knowing what it is. And I'm very happy to share here without any inhibition that when I was away at US, my daughter attained the puberty and it was my son who took the care of her. And without any inhibition, he was like an elder brother, he could do this. So this is so important that the topics and the subjects which we normally avoid talking in the public, but still it has to get through into your DNA at the family, at the level where it starts. The second place, I believe, the gender equality comes is at school. The very nursery class where a child is going to the basic school, there, if the child is taught about this is a girl, you should sit here, and this is a boy, sit here. Or maybe when I go out of India, I see that according to the colors, people cluster sitting in their classrooms. My heart breaks. क्यों हम समंदर बना रहे हैं लोगों के बीच में? क्यों हम दरिया बना रहे हैं लोगों के बीच में? क्यों हम दीवारें खड़ी कर रहे हैं? Why are we making these walls around people in their minds at the tender age when they are going to the school? So we as society, we as teacher, we as trainer are responsible each time when we are looking at every task, every work we take up as a job. It is more than our duty, is the responsibility, the ability to respond, the responsibility that how we become the role model for others. I'm very happy here to say that, Indian government started this independent director to be women in the businesses under the Act in 2013. And definitely the board presentation has gone up. In one of my research, which is of course the second research after Dr. Niharika Vora of IMA has done, it is on tokenism. And we found out that in the board, how much of the voice is heard of the women, those who are representing at those boards. And I'm so happy to state that in India, the voices of independent women directors is now being considered to be valuable. Though when it started, it was at a very low tempo, at a very, very low note it started. But now I'm so happy that the confident women are coming up and they are also making their voices heard that, yes, I mean business. When I started the Women Entrepreneurship Program, the first of its kind in IIM Udaipur, I know the 8th pass girl came to me, ma'am, मैं ज़्यादा पढ़ी लिखी नहीं हूँ, I'm not very learned, but I really want to do a course under IIMA or IIM Udaipur. अगर मैं ये कर पाती हूँ, तो can my life be different? And this girl was having physical disabilities as well. And we included her into the program, and I'm so very happy to tell that today she is leading as India distribution for the Glen kitchenware. So I'm so happy that, when we start thinking about that an 8th pass cannot go to IIM, we broke those barriers. We said no, for inclusion, diversity, and equality, we should become the voice. And I'm so very happy once again to state that my initiative of Make a Difference started on 2nd March 1991 has hit 6.5 lakh students across the globe to be the Make a Difference angels and doing wonderful work across without getting biased by any of those barriers of the human mind. And I would end here by telling that India is the country since independence, we have got the voting rights, but the countries even like Canada had it introduced later. So we are much ahead. And I'm so very happy to see Anita to be there as the national president. And I believe that she is second to none. And though, I may be considered as first woman president of ISTD, but I think she is second to none. She makes all the effort to connect every chapter. She makes all the efforts to make the women force come forward and do whatever best they can demonstrate. And she is a wonderful example of leading as a role model. And I congratulate you. Thank you so much. And may the equality go beyond this room in our practice. Everyday goodness be reflected in the character of this country, because that is where Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is residing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for wonderful talk. अपने आप से कहे कि मैं कर सकती हूँ, मैं करूंगी, मैं कुछ बनकर ही रहूंगी. मैं प्रण लेती हूँ, to all those who are joined online also, मैं प्रण लेती हूँ, मैं फिर से सभी को एक नई राह पे ले जाऊंगी. जब तक as a women or man, it's all biological, but then ultimately we need to celebrate this day many times because we want to end up those gender biases. So friends, now we have with us Alka Mittalji, who has joined on virtual mode, former CMD and a Human Resources Director at ONGC Group. She's a chairman and a management director and a director HR at ONGC Group of Companies. The chairman and managing director is the chief executive of the corporation, and she's accountable to its board of directors and the government shareholders. She's responsible for the efficient functioning of the corporation and for achieving corporate objective and performance parameters. The chairman and MD, along with other functional areas, she manages the day-to-day business affairs of the company under the overall supervision, control, and guidance of the board. Maharatna ONGC is the largest crude oil and a natural gas company in India, contributing around 71% to the Indian domestic production. Friends, we know that crude oil is the raw material to be used by the downstream companies like IOC, BPCL, HPCL, MRPL, and to produce these products like a petrol, diesel, kerosene, naphtha, and so on. It's very, very important to see the proper HR management. So we are very, very lucky to have you, ma'am, over here, even on the virtual mode. She's a life coach, she's a trainer, and she's a corporate governance expert. We welcome you, ma'am. Over to you.
Thanks. Thank you for the very detailed introduction. It's a pleasure for me to be here, connected with everyone. Though online, I would have actually loved to be present in person over there. And but still, I did not want to remain away from this, the inaugural session of this event on the theme, which I feel is very, very relevant, not only for our nation, but for the world at large. This is a cause which will actually impact how the world progresses in the years to come. So before I begin talking my brief talk, I would first like to acknowledge all the dignitaries who are there, very accomplished persons, people who are there in the hall and who have joined online. Miss Janet, I can see you. You are giving me company online, and of course, Anita ji, Yogita ji, Rajeshwari. It was wonderful to hear your thoughts. Miss Anita Madok, who gave a wonderful introduction and shared her views. And of course, I would also like to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Udesh Kohli, whom we all have seen as a mentor and guide for us who HR professionals. And Usha Jain, Miss Usha Jain, who's present here. Perfect collection and I would say perfect setting where we are going to be talking about how gender equality, gender equity is very relevant for nation building. And when we are talking about getting more and more women to the formal workspace in large numbers and in the right earnest, it is absolutely vital, not only from social point of view, social context point of view, from the economic progress point of view as well. We all know India is targeting to be a 5 trillion economy by 25, 26, and we all are actually geared. We are seeing it happen in the coming years. And not only that, by 2037, we should be a 10 trillion US dollar 10 trillion economy. For this to happen, we really need that our entire employable population is engaged in economic activity. And how will that happen if women are away from the workspace? And that is why it's very, very relevant for us to have more and more women, not only in the workspace, but at senior level. Because when one woman reaches a senior level, there are many more which follow. I am not saying just from a written report or something. I am talking about it from experience. I became Director HR of ONGC way back in 2018 and CMD of ONGC in January 2022. Immediately after that, within 4 months, we had another director on board, a regular director on board of ONGC, Ms. Pomila Jastal. And within 6 months of that, we had another director, a director on technical front, director exploration, Ms. Sushma Rawat. So today, though I have superannuated from ONGC, we have 2 full-time directors and 1 independent director. And as Rajeshwari ji was mentioning, independent director, the lady independent director is heading 2 committees and she's a subcommittees of the board. And she's as actively participating. In fact, she's one of the most active independent directors on the board of ONGC. And ONGC, as has already been said in the introduction, is a Maharatna which has a Maharatna in its fold. HPCL is part of ONGC group. MRPL is very much a part of ONGC group. So we are a huge organization, but we have at all times understood the need and the focus that should be given to promoting gender equity and gender equality. And I would also like to agree that it's not about equality, it is about being inclusive. Whether it is about persons with disability, we would like them to be in the mainstream as much as we would like any of the male colleagues to be. And when it comes to women, definitely women are one of the most precious assets. We have seen the girls working in the fields are in the forefront. They are so sincere and committed. During COVID, I just don't stop giving this example because during the COVID lockdown period, there were times when our people had to be in the offshore platforms for 70 days at a length. And the girls were also very much a part of this group. And whenever we would ask them during our online interaction, if any of the girl wants to come to the base, she would always say, no, I am cool. I would like to continue as part of the team. Because girls today are as keen on remaining an integral part of the team as any other workforce member. And not only does this give them that exposure, which is required hands-on, but it gives them that confidence which they require to reach higher levels. And gender equality today, as I have already said, is very much a topic of economics as of social equity or organizational structure. as it has already been understood that if we have more women in decision-making positions, the the profits and the return on our investment is likely to be 26% higher. So it is a tremendous potential, I would say, for organizations to tap. And that is why all this focus, which is being observed over the last few, I would say, last 1 decade, the focus on having more and more women at senior levels is very, very significant. But what keeps women away from the workforce? I would just like to touch on a few points. One is, of course, we all agree that STEM courses, not many many girls were enrolling for. Now things have changed. Now more and more girls are participating in all the competitive exams that are there, and they are doing well as well. So they are getting selected for different technical courses, and they are passing out with flying colors. We have seen it happen, and we are proud to see this happen. Simultaneously, we are also seeing that in some areas, women do join companies, but they are not able to reach beyond middle management level because of the need for work-life balance. But here again, companies, besides the basic hygiene factors like providing good, a sufficient number of toilets at all workplaces, organizations are also taking care of the needs of the work-life balance, which is very important. Women are not only being given the stipulated statutory maternity leave, etc. They are also being given an opportunity to avail childcare leave. They are also being given an opportunity to balance their responsibilities at home with their workplace. And this is what is very, very important. And for this to happen, companies are putting their heads together and making sure that the right policy framework is there. And I take lots of pride in the fact that at ONGC, we have made sure that this is there. But while we are talking about this, we are also talking about having that open mindset, where we don't limit the progress of women as professionals by having our preconceived notions. Like in ONGC in the 90s, women were not posted in the field locations because it was felt that they may not be safe. They may not be feeling as if they are the odd ones out at the workplace, because mainly they were male dominated places, especially our installations and all. But slowly we developed a buddy system where 2 girls were posted at a workplace. And after that, there was no stopping us, and neither was there any stopping the girls. I remember once I was at a at a location, a remote location, and one of the girls approached me. She said, "Ma'am, I would like to work in the field." So I asked her boss, the person who was heading that office, I said, "Why don't we find a buddy and post her there?" 2 of them there. So the girl immediately responded. She said, "Ma'am, why a buddy? I can work with my male colleagues as comfortably as I've worked anywhere else." And then it struck me that why are we limiting them to this also buddy system? And we have moved ahead of that. So this is it. There's a lot that has been done, but there's a lot more that is required to be done. And for this to happen, it is always said that we clap with 2 hands. So while efforts have to be made at organization levels, efforts have to be made by the girls themselves also. They should be willing to take on the challenges. And that is what will get them what they aspire for. If we feel that the change will come at organization level, but we should remain in our comfort zone, that will not work, neither for women nor for gentlemen. So for all of us, it has to be a combination of very affirmative policies and the right mindset at the organizational level and the right effort made by the women. Women have to be ready to take on challenges. They should not feel that they are any different from men, because it's for them to prove that they are as good, in fact, most of the times better than men. With due regard to the more than 50% participants who are here today, I would also like to share that I have observed, not only in my journey, but around me also. Whenever there's a girl doing good, there are lots of men who are there to cheer because they all also have their daughters, their wives who are at workplace. They have seen how the women struggle to come uh, to a level where they are considered as a force to be reckoned with, and that is what makes me feel full of pride when I see the men cheering for women and when I see them encouraging the women. But again, to the girls who are attending this conference, the inaugural session of the conference, and who will be there tomorrow also, to the very, very exciting sessions, I would just like to say three things, and these are A, B, and C. Each girl should aspire very high. If they don't, if they keep their ambitions low, if they feel that they are not, maybe not made to reach that particular level, they will never be able to prepare themselves to reach that level. So A is very important. For A to happen, for once your aspiration is set, you have to be focused on making sure that you achieve what you have started off for. And for that, you have to be focused by preparing yourself, by constantly updating, upgrading your qualifications, and being sure that you are cut out to take on those higher responsibilities which you have aspired for. So this becomes B, being very focused. And third is confidence. We have to move with confidence. The moment we show that there is a little lacking in terms of confidence, or we are not having that kind of conviction, we will never be able to make it. And there will be others who would take us on. So that is why, A, B, C, I feel is the most important first-hand tips which I would give to the girls. Because when I started my journey, I was lacking in all three. And then slowly I started thinking that what is the purpose of my being at this particular workplace? And I realized that I would like to actually put in my best effort, not only to make this organization great, but I would also like to make sure that I also achieve the highest possible out of the potential which I have. And that is what I would like to convey to all the wonderful women who are here. And I am sure the gentlemen who are present here would agree with me. And those on the dais are going to be talking about this only. So I will not continue for too long today because I know that there's a lot we are going to be listening in the coming from the other participants who are there during the inaugural. And it's a wonderful galaxy of speakers here. So I look forward to listening to each of you, and best wishes for the conference. I must compliment ISTD for having this IWD celebration across the country. Wonderful. It's something which is very, very exciting and satisfying. So thank you so very much. And I am going to put myself on mute, but my ears will be open. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am, for wonderful insights and specifically one of the the three important points that you highlighted. All those who have joined online mode, and there are many students also I could see while I was just checking. So be ambitious. Ambition is very important, ma'am has rightly highlighted. Keep going, have ambition in life, be focused with that ambition, with that goal, have an orientation, have a focus of what you exactly want to achieve. Update and upgrade yourself on a consistent basis, which is very important, and that too with a confidence. Lovely. So thank you, thankful, ma'am, for your wonderful speech. Thank you once again for your presence. Friends, let me tell you that with the skilling, with the training, and with the developmental activities that the ISTD is doing at the chapter level and at the ISTD level, just like 18 months correspondence program of the Diploma in Training and Development. It has a 40+ years of old flagship program, and it facilitates the recruitment to the superior posts for the central and state government and the PSU officials. So this is again a flagship program whereby we are trying to build the confidence. We are trying to make them skilled. We are trying to make them ambitious towards the training and development and the field. In addition, we are also doing the skill development and the capacity building, exercises. This is especially for those who are joining this conference for the first time and who are not aware about the activities that the ISTD is doing. So for the skilling and the development, the capacity building activities, and importantly, the academicians like me, and there are so many academicians who might have joined this conference, maybe for a research paper purpose. So we have a journal called Indian Journal for the Training and Development, popularly known as IJTD, and it is a pioneer journal dedicated to the cause of the training and development, whereby again we're doing the skilling of the people. So the point over here is, as an Indian Society for the Training and Development, we are trying to consistently make sure that we contribute in the field of the knowledge and contribute in the field whereby we can motivate people toward the insights that you have given, ma'am. Thank you so much once again. Moving forward, we have our another speaker, Mrs. Janet Iabo Kofovorilla Jolison. Is a learning, training, and development global leader, an entrepreneur of note with a passionate interest in the field of science. She's an organization leader, serve administrator, and a mindset changer. Janet's success story in the training community of practice space in the last 30 years has earned her a deserved recognition and accolades beyond the continent of Africa as a pragmatic leader and a silent achiever. She was appointed to the board of IPTDO in 2019, and her unprecedented contribution subsequently at the global level earned her an intercontinental appointment as the chairman of the Committee on Women Empowerment, with oversight responsibility for and girls adults to an unimaginable extent as a demonstration of the commitment to any projects she's involved in. One success budgets up to one and all. Her series of landmark appoint her as a pioneer chairman, board of trustees, IPTDO Africa. She is immediate past president of the Nigerian Institute of Training and Development. Her tenure recorded a turnaround and repositioning, the rebirth, the over 3 decades institute to obtain the current modern professional institute. She had a meteoric career accomplishments close to the 4 decades. At Glaxo Nigeria PLC, she was the laboratory manager and subsequently promoted to the head of the productivity and the planning department and head of the training department. We welcome you, ma'am, and over to you for your address to the audience. Thank you. I hope I'm audible to you.
Thank you very much for the beautiful introduction. And I want to say good afternoon from Nigeria to everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Permit me, please, to adopt the protocol already established so as to save our time. And meanwhile, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Udish Kohli, our Secretary General of IFTDO, a great leader indeed, and so many other faces. Some of them, I think I must have met you last year, and I wish to be there this time around, but the distance. So anyway, we hope to have more events together in future. Meanwhile, I also want to thank Dr. Anita. We call her Dr. Anita here in Nigeria because she's very energetic and very, very effective in whatever she decides to do. So Dr. Anita and your wonderful team, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be part of this conference. My short message is to the youth, the young ladies. When I was in the school, in the high school, we were taught that we can become whatever we choose to be. You have to learn from those who have achieved. You have to believe in yourself. We have a consortium of women that have achieved their ambitions in life, that are still impacting their world to learn, unlearn, relearn, and prepare. The Boy Scout says, be prepared. We're talking about gender equality in nation building. That shows that we're talking about partnership. And I don't see how the men will sit back and allow the women to take leadership role so that they can say they are abiding by SDG 5, that's the gender equality of
Yeah, so I think she'll rejoin. So meanwhile, let me also announce the sponsors of the program, because of whom and without the support of them, this program would not have been possible. We're very, very thankful to IOCL. We're thankful to GAIL. We're thankful to ONGC. We're thankful to NTPC and New Holland for their contributions, and a great contribution as a sponsor. A big round of applause for all of them. Without their support and without the support of the authorities, this event would not have been possible. Meanwhile, Madam rejoins. We would also like to felicitate over here our former Director, Indian Society for Training and Development, AC Joshi sir. I would like to welcome Joshi sir, and I would request Madam Hema to present a bouquet to Joshi sir.
hello.
Yes. No problem. No problem. A big round of applause. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Janet, ma'am. You can continue. No problem. Please continue.
Okay, thank you very much. So I just want to know that to say that we have a lot to do as women. The men are to support us. But in Nigeria, there's an adage that says, if you want someone to help you lift a load, you have to bend down first. So if we are prepared in terms of capacity, in terms of competence, in terms of knowledge, in terms of skill and the right attitude, then the men will have no choice. They will recognize us. This happened to me throughout my career. I started as a scientist, an officer in the company, but I went beyond the calling of the job. I did some research, which later showed saved a lot of money for the company when some issues occurred. And I went on like that. Anytime I have the opportunity to learn a new idea or learn a good technique, I made sure against all odds that I practiced them. As a result of that, I was always being promoted, being given challenges. And of course, you have the men. When they are promoted, immediately they get everything that is supposed to be part of the package. But in some cases, you find that women are given responsibilities without the appropriate package or remuneration. So that if you continue, let's speak less and act more. That is, continue to speak through your productivity, speak through the quality of your presentation or of your job, and then the men will just have no choice but to recognize you. So what I want to say therefore is that in the olden days, he said, God grant me the serenity to accept those things that I cannot change, the courage to change those things that I can change, and more importantly, the wisdom to know one from the other. But I say to us, as women that want to be partners with men in building the nations, especially the young ones, develop the capacity to begin to change those things that you could not have changed yesterday. Create a space for yourself. Make sure that you achieve your vision, mission, and objectives, just like our sister that just spoke said. Have a vision, break down to goals, and ensure whatever the challenges are, use the challenges as stepping stone to greater height. IFTDO, for instance, is also participating in empowering women. We have, from the year 2019, IFCDO set up Committee for Women Empowerment, which Sister Anita is the chairman of the Asia group. And I want to say, since she has taken the mantle of leadership, she has been doing very well there. So this committee is to empower women. And you see, interestingly, I was always given a challenge, a job that has never been done in that group. So I got back and I didn't know how to start, but I contacted some people. And today we have been able to empower quite a number of women that are doing very well, and they are contributing to the upkeep of the families. They are recognized now more better than before by their husbands. So all of us, we have a role to play one way or the other to mentor the younger ones to believe in themselves and to go ahead to achieve what they want to achieve, no matter what the challenges are in the way. And with that, I believe we'll be able to join the men in building the nation. On behalf of IFTDOCWE, Africa and Asia, I wish us a very successful conference, impactful discussions, and life-changing participation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Janet. And you rightly said that this conference is going to set a tone in these 2 days, because we have different tracks. Tomorrow also, we have different tracks, which are going to focus upon women breaking the mold, which are going to focus upon key to empowerment, maintaining a strong mindset. We're going to have different sectoral, specialists like sports, social, wellness, hospitality, IT, media, makeup specialist, differently abled women, art of handmade paper making, and so on and so forth. So looking into the diversity of the speakers that we have tomorrow also on the sector specific skilling of the women, on showcasing women's skills, on get empowered and go forth, and the different themes that has been decided in the conference, I think it will really contribute to the cause of the conference. Thank you so much once again for joining virtually straight away from Nigeria. Thank you once again, Mrs. Janet.
Thank you.
So friends, we have again one of the very great speaker with us, Yogita Swingji. She is a President Delhi BJP Mahila Morcha and MCD Councillor, Kalkaji Ward, New Delhi. Formerly, she has been a director, National Handloom Development Corporation, a Government of India undertaking. He has been a Vice President, Delhi BJP, member, Equal Wages Committee under the Union Ministry of the Labour and Employment. She is a Secretary, Rashtriya Mahila Morcha BJP, and fashion designer by profession. We welcome you, ma'am. Such a diversified portfolio. We are very, very lucky to have you over here. Thank you, and the stage is all yours.
मंच पर आसीन डॉक्टर अनीता जी, जिन्होंने मुझे आज इस कार्यक्रम में इनवाइट किया, डॉक्टर अनीता चौहान जी, बहुत ही सुंदर शब्दों में जिन्होंने हमको सबसे पहले जेंडर इक्वलिटी पे समझाया, डॉक्टर राजेश्वरी जी, वर्चुअली जुड़े डॉक्टर अलका जी और जेनित जी, उषा जैन जी, और आए हुए सभी डिग्निटरीज। सबसे पहले तो जेंडर इक्वालिटी की उदाहरण यही है कि आईएसटीडी की प्रेसिडेंट जो हैं इस बार महिला है, और ये एक महिला ही सोच सकती है कि इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे पे आपने ये कॉन्फ्रेंस रखा। जब हम जेंडर इक्वालिटी की बात करते हैं, डॉक्टर राजेश्वरी जी ने बहुत सुंदर शब्दों में एक बात कही कि हम देश को बदलना चाहते हैं। देश कैसे बदलेगा? पहले समाज बदलेगा, और समाज की शुरुआत कहां से होगी? वो घर से होगी। आप कोई भी चीज के में बदलाव लाना चाहते हैं तो बदलाव लाने के लिए शुरुआत हमको हमारे घर से ही करनी है। क्या हमारे बेटे से हम पूछते हैं कि वो कितने बजे आएगा? बेटी से जरूर पूछते हैं कि तुम कब लौट के आओगी। ये सोच बदलनी पड़ेगी हमारे को, क्योंकि जब हम आज भी सोचते हैं ना कि अच्छा टेलर कौन होगा, आपके दिमाग में एक पुरुष आता है ना, और कुक भी पुरुष ही आता है। ऐसा है नहीं। और जब आप फाइटर प्लेन उड़ाने की बात करेंगे तो आपके दिमाग में पायलट मेल ही आएगा। ये सोच बदलनी पड़ेगी। हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जब 2014 में देश की कमान संभाली, तो जब उन्होंने लाल किले के प्राचीर से इज्जत घर टॉयलेट की बात करी तो बहुत सारे लोगों को ये अजीब लगा। पर सही मायने में अगर आज आप सोचेंगे, क्योंकि आप देश भर से आए हैं, हम राजधानी में रहते हैं तो हमें शायद पहले दिन से उस सुविधा के साथ जीने का अवसर मिला। मैं आप सबके साथ एक इंसिडेंट शेयर करती हूँ 2013 का। जब उत्तराखंड में आपदा आई तो महिला मोर्चा की मैं राष्ट्रीय मंत्री थी। हमने कुछ सामान इकट्ठा किया, मैं वहां देने के लिए गई। तो सुबह सुबह हमारा जो जिला अध्यक्ष था वो मेरे पास आया, मैडम दीदी आज ना पहले कहीं और जाना पड़ेगा, एक अप्रिय घटना हो गई। तो मैंने उससे पूछा क्या हुआ? तो बोले गांव में एक बच्ची के साथ किसी ने दुर्व्यवहार किया और उसकी मृत्यु हो गई। यकीन मानिए मेरी अंतरात्मा, जब मैं उस घर में गई, 10 बाय 10 का कमरा जिसके अंदर भैंस भी बंधी थी, चारा भी डला था, और उस घर की बच्ची इतनी होनहार थी, वो स्कॉलरशिप होल्डर थी, अगले दिन हॉस्टल जाने वाली थी, खेत खलियान में गई, किसी ने उसके साथ दुर्व्यवहार किया और वो नहीं रही। आज देश में ये स्थिति नहीं है। बच्चियां हायर एजुकेशन नहीं लेती थी क्योंकि स्कूल्स में भी टॉयलेट्स नहीं होते थे। और जिन महिलाओं के साथ सोच के देखिए कि अगर उनकी तबीयत खराब है तो वो सुबह और शाम का इंतजार करती थी, और जब कभी बारिश आ जाती थी तो वो जब मेन सड़क की तरफ जाती थी तो हाईवे पे जब व्हीकल चलते थे तो बीच में खड़े होना पड़ता था उनको। ये देश की आजादी के 60 साल के बाद का इतिहास। आपदा में अवसर कैसे ढूंढे जाते हैं, ये भी हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी ने। आप सोचिए, डिजिटल इंडिया की बात करते ना, आज हम डिजिटली जुड़े भी हैं, पर इस आपदा में अवसर में हमने कब ढूंढा? जब कोविड आया। उससे पहले भी ये सब कुछ था, पर किसी ने तलाशा नहीं। कितने लोग डिजिटल माध्यम को यूज करते थे? आज आप गांव देहात में भी जाइए और उन बहनों के बारे में सोच के देखिए। आप इक्वालिटी की बात करते हैं, जिनके पास देश की आजादी के 60-65 साल के बाद भी बैंक अकाउंट नहीं था। जब प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जनधन योजना के तहत खाते खोले, करोड़ों बहनों ने उसमें मैक्सिमम बेनिफिशियरी कौन है? महिला है। वो महिला जो बर्तन में पैसे छुपा के रखती थी। और आप यकीन करिए कि करोड़ों रुपया जमा हुआ उन करोड़ों खातों में। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने फिर जब बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ की बात करी, वो बेटी उनको वोट देने वाली नहीं थी। जेंडर इक्वालिटी पे बच्चियों की रेशो आज हरियाणा में 1000 के पीछे 1020 हो गई है। हमारा देश बदल रहा है, आगे बढ़ रहा है, ये हकीकत में हो रहा है। और जब हम स्केल इंडिया की बात करते हैं, स्टार्टअप्स की बात करते हैं, मुद्रा योजना की बात करते हैं, प्रधानमंत्री जी ने ये तय किया कि हर बैंक को महिला को लोन देना अनिवार्य है। और आज हमारे देश की राष्ट्रपति एक ट्राइबल महिला है। ये मेरा सौभाग्य है कि जब वो चुनावी प्रचार कर रही थी तो पूरा 1 महीना मैं उनके साथ थी। मैंने उनकी जीवन को 1 महीना साथ रहते रहते सुना। मुझे आप जीवन में कुछ ठान लीजिए तो क्या नहीं कर सकते, ये उसका बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल है। वो उस एरिया से आती है जहां 5वीं क्लास से ऊपर स्कूल नहीं था, और वहां उस गांव देहात से निकल के जहां 2 बहनें अगर घर में हैं और अगर बहन घर से बाहर जाएगी तो पहली बहन अपनी साड़ी उतार कर देगी तो वो बाहर जाएगी। उस समय वो वहां से निकली और उन्होंने ग्रेजुएशन करी और आज हमारे देश की राष्ट्रपति, और ये भी मोदी सरकार में ही हुआ कि एक ट्राइबल महिला देश की राष्ट्रपति बनी। आज मोदी सरकार की कैबिनेट में 11 महिला मंत्री हैं। वो नाम के लिए नहीं है। विदेश मंत्रालय, डिफेंस मिनिस्ट्री, फाइनेंस मिनिस्ट्री जैसी मिनिस्ट्रीज महिलाएं चला रही। ये बात सही है कि अभी भी बहुत कुछ करना बाकी है। सरकार अपने काम कर रही है, पर हमको भी कुछ करना होगा। मैंने कहा कि बदलाव अपने घर से शुरू होगा। सरकार पॉलिसीज बनाएगी, उसका इंप्लीमेंटेशन करेगी। जब तक समाज साथ नहीं देगा, उसका बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल क्या है? स्वच्छ भारत। आप अपनी अंतरात्मा से पूछ के देखिए कि जब देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी ने झाड़ू उठाया तो लोगों ने कहा क्या देश साफ हो जाएगा? और आज आप एक टॉफी का रैपर भी अपनी गाड़ी से बाहर फेंक के देखिए, आपका बच्चा आपको फेंकने नहीं देगा। वो इसलिए नहीं फेंकने देगा क्योंकि वो जन अभियान बन गया। स्कूल में बच्चे को तो पहले दिन से वही पढ़ाया जाता था, पर तब उसकी बात कोई मानता नहीं। आज वो जन अभियान है। हम कुछ भी बदलना चाहते हैं, उसको जन अभियान बनाना पड़ेगा। आपको इनकरेज करना पड़ेगा। और हम उस देश के वासी हैं। ये तो मुगलों के काल में हमारे देश की महिलाओं का हाल बुरा हुआ, वरना हमारे यहाँ तो भगवान का नाम भी महिला से पहले नहीं लिया जाता। आप बताइए मुझे, आपने कभी कहा राम सीता? आपने कभी कहा कृष्ण राधा? ये वो धरती है जहां लिखा गया है कि यत्र नारी पूजयन्ते तत्र देवता रमन्ते। वहां देवता का वास भी वहीं होगा जहां नारी की पूजा होगी। और मैं अपने भाषणों में हमेशा ये कहती हूं कि हमको ना दासी बनना है ना देवी बनना, हमको तो बराबरी का दर्जा चाहिए। और वो बराबरी का दर्जा दोनों तरफ से आएगा। आप किसी अच्छे पुरुष जो आगे बढ़ा जिंदगी में, उसके पीछे अगर महिला का हाथ होता है तो महिला के पीछे भी पुरुष का हाथ होता है। यहां मंच पर जितनी महिलाएं बैठी हैं, डॉक्टर राजेश्वरी जी ने कहा, मैं भी उसका एक एग्जाम्पल हूं। मैंने भी अपनी ग्रेजुएशन, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन सब शादी के बाद किया। और अगर आज राजनीति में मैं जीत कर आई तो मेरे परिवार, मेरे पति का सहयोग है मेरे साथ, क्योंकि उन्होंने मेरे पे विश्वास जताया जब मैं बाहर निकली। तो परिवार की इंपॉर्टेंस बहुत है। और हमारे देश की संस्कृति को हमें भूलना नहीं। हम जरूर आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, बट हमारे देश की संस्कृति को हमें नहीं भूलना। हमारे देश में ही यूनिटी है कि कोविड जैसी आपदा को भी हमने कैसे निकाल लिया। कोई और देश जिसकी पॉपुलेशन इतनी है उसका क्या हाल है पूरे विश्व को पता है। सबसे ज्यादा पॉपुलेशन हमारे पास, और सबसे कम डैमेज हम हुए, वो भी इसलिए कि यहां बॉन्डिंग, यहां समाज में निकल के लोग बाहर आए। और इस जेंडर इक्वेलिटी के इस पे भी मेरा एक ही कहना है कि हम सब जब तक इसको जन अभियान नहीं बनाएंगे तब तक वो किताबें, कुछ लोग बढ़ेंगे आगे। ऐसा नहीं है कि आज महिलाएं फाइटर प्लेन उड़ा रही हैं, बट मैंने कहा कि आपकी सोच में वो दिन आना चाहिए कि झाड़ू मेरा बेटा भी लगा सकता है, रोटी मेरी बेटी भी बना सकती है, तो वो अच्छी कुक भी हो सकती है, वो 5 स्टार की शेफ भी हो सकती है। क्योंकि जब आपका दिमाग की सोच नहीं बदलेगी तब तक हमारी बातें बातें ही रह जाएंगी। आपने मुझे यहाँ आने का मौका दिया और आप सबसे मिलने का मौका भी दिया, उसके लिए मैं हमेशा आपकी आभारी रहूंगी। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू सो मच मैम, इट वाज रियली वेरी इंस्पायरिंग। और बहुत ही आपको सुन के जो जोश है वो काफी आया है। और मैडम ने जैसे बताया तो एक एक पंक्तियां याद आती है कि प्रेम की शुरुआत तुम ही हो, जीवन का आगाज तुम ही हो, ये जहां है जगमग सूरज से, सूरज की चमकार तुम ही हो। ओ नारी कैसे कह दूं तुम कुछ नहीं हो, कभी कठोर कभी नेक हो तुम, हर रिश्ते में एक हो तुम, ममता और शक्ति नारी तुम एक हो मगर अनेक हो तुम। ओ नारी कैसे कह दूं तुम कुछ नहीं हो, आन बान और शान तुम्ही से, संस्कारों की जान तुम्ही से, दर्द त्याग और ममता की है संसार में पहचान तुम्ही से। ओ नारी कैसे कह दूं तुम कुछ नहीं हो। थैंक यू सो मच मैम फॉर द वंडरफुल इंस्पिरेटिव वर्ड। और आपने जैसे बताया कि हर एक स्त्री के पीछे एक पुरुष का हाथ है, और यहाँ बेस्टी सभी स्टेज के ऑफ द डायस और ऑन द डायस, एंड आई एम ऑल्सो वन ऑफ दोज who started the journey of learning. Starting, I mean, MBA, I did it before marriage, but then post-marriage, I did my MPhil, PhD, DELETE, and, all the programs. So that's very, very correctly said, ma'am. Thank you so much for being over here and spending your valuable time with us. Friends, in the first National Council meeting that has happened in the 12th February at Chennai, Madam Anita ji, after taking over charge, formed a different committees. And one of the new committee that she formed, that is a newsletter committee. So that has been formed on the 12th February 2023. And we said that why not to inaugurate the first newsletter of Indian Society for Training and Development in this program itself. So now it's time for the launch and release of the newsletter by the Indian Society for Training and Development. When this newsletter, which is known as ISTD Times, we are going to issue it every month. And I have been given this task of a chairperson of the newsletter committee, for which also I'm thankful to ma'am. And I said, why not to start? So with whatever started, and we would like to see the videos, and I would request so that we can. So I would request the newsletter. So this ISTD Times is the first time launch in the Indian Society for the Training and Development, pioneering in the learning and development for the last 53 years, as I already mentioned in the beginning itself. So starting with the vision, message of the National President, awards and the recognitions that we have received so far, and importantly, the activities at a national level and all the chapters are included here over here. And I request all the chapter chairpersons who have joined online also to contribute all the details of all the activities that are happening in your chapter and reach us every month beforehand, so that we can include all the details. And many a times then it happens that why my chapter details are not included. So I would request at this stage to, share us all your details on regular basis, so that we can go ahead on the monthly basis. Thank you so much for the same purpose. Thank you once again. So now it's time to hear a lady of the day, a national president of the Indian Society for Training and Development, board member of IFTDO, International Federation of the Training and Organization. She's a member committee for the Women Empowerment, coordinator, CWE Asia IFTDO. She's a founder of the Kota Gyanvar Education Society and the owner and a founder of EcoDill, a social entrepreneur, freelance trainer, orator, training aggregator, and so on. Ms. Anita Chauhan is a dynamic professional with more than 5 decades of the professional experience, having a versatile proficiency in the field of education, training and development, strategic planning, human resource development, sales and marketing, and a business development and relationship management. National President of ISTD for 2022-24, connecting with the people, fierce and assertive style of the leadership made her the most admired leader in the fraternity. People's faith in her leadership is evident from the fact that consequently, for the 8 successive years, that is 2014 to 2022, she has been elected as the chairperson of the Kota chapter of Indian Society for the Training and Development. Under her able navigation, Kota chapter was awarded as the best small chapter in the year 2014-15. She has led ISTD in the capacity of the Vice President North. Her sincere and dedicated contribution towards ISTD were recognized, and she was awarded as the best member of ISTD. She is a well-known for innovative, creative, result-oriented approach that we could see just now, a newsletter, and there are so many examples which you are going to look into in the near future. She has been a professional journey as a school teacher and rising up to the status of handling the entire gamut of the administration of the school, a 360-degree change in her professional journey. She ventured into the corporate and joined insurance sector in the sales department at Bajaj Alliance Life Insurance, and rising to the level of the executive territory manager at the Reliance Life Insurance. She was awarded as the best profit center maker for the setting 10 plus branches as a profit center. Her calling to do more worthy and contribute towards the betterment of the society, she started an institution called Kota Gyanvar Education Society in 2013 at Kota, Rajasthan. Ms. Anita Chauhan has been associated with a number of social organizations at Kota and is a founder member of ISTD Kota chapter since 2007. She has served as a vice president of the Kota Development Forum and also honorary member of Lok Adalat. She has been instrumental behind having a women wing of the Bharat Vikas Parishad Rani Lakshmi Bai Shakha in Kota. She has been recently awarded for exemplary services during the COVID-19 pandemic by Lok Sabha Speaker Shri Om Birlaji and a district collector of Kota city. She credits with an award of the Kota Ratna and also nominated as a brand ambassador of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan at the district level by Mayor Kota city. Blend of the modern yet traditional values makes her unique trainer, social entrepreneurs, and a dynamic leader who has contributed to diverse range of services, multiple sectors of the society, and we are very, very lucky to have you as a national president of the Indian Society for the Training and Development. We welcome you, ma'am, and the stage is all yours.
Much was being told about me. I don't know whether I'll be able to do justice your words or not. I don't know. So, namaskar, everyone. How's the Josh? Is that? So, we're online audience also, right? Good to see you, sir. Hats off. The Josh is actually high, seeing you. Great, sir. So I welcome you all on behalf of ISTD and Indian Federation for Training and Organizations, that is IFTDO, Women Empowerment Committee. As we are partnering this is one of the partner organization behind this show today, IFTDO, CWE Asia. So it gives me an immense pleasure and satisfaction in organizing this women-centric 2-day international conference on the subject gender equal nation building. A lot of things have been already told about the wonderful, you see, extraordinarily. Let me tell you, she is Dr. Neelam Panchal. She is an exemplary example, and please give her a big round of applause. She is the chairperson for Ahmedabad chapter, and she credits a special recognition into her credit is that she is the one from, not from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ऐसा नहीं है कि 1 साल 2 साल 3 साल से, पिछले 8 वर्षों से लगातार बिना रुके बेरोक टोक इंटरनेशनल यूथ फेस्टिवल का आगाज करती हैं और शानदार तरीके से करती हैं। इनका पहला यूथ फेस्टिवल खत्म नहीं होता, उससे पहले ये अगले वर्ष की डेट अनाउंस करती है। That's the best part. So I know she can do wonders in, say, a limit time or whatever. So we, हम भी इनसे सीखते हैं. Thank you, ma'am. And ये प्रोग्राम को यहाँ तक लाने में आपका बहुत बड़ा सहयोग है आज के दिन. Thank you so much. So it is really great to share the podium with such accomplished women, Yogita ji, Rajeshwari ma'am, Usha ji, Anita Madhok ma'am. When we thought of having a Women Empowerment Committee, that was something very different. Real, Rajeshwari ma'am, you thought, but we could not work. So this time I thought, and we could work this time. So the dream which you gave us that time, we tried to fulfill. So with these wonderful women, it will not be proper if I do not touch the theme of our conference, that is gender equal nation building. I would be brief only to leave the platform for our beloved guests to speak, basically, which they are definitely going to speak next 2 days. Yogita ji, आपका speech जब मैं सुन रही थी, and राजेश्वरी मैम का भी, so give people, आप लोग सभी बहुत अच्छे examples भी देते हैं, and really feel good factor एक आता है. So मुझे भी इच्छा कर रही है कि let me also tell you the fact. I am really thankful, not only to one person, definitely all the family members of mine, but I think मैं उस जगह से आती हूँ, कहाँ से? छोटे सा शहर कोटा, छोटा सा शहर कोटा जहाँ एयरपोर्ट भी नहीं है अभी तो, राजस्थान. अब कोटा फैक्ट्री बना दिया ना, राजस्थान कोटा, एक छोटा सा शहर जहां से मैं आती हूँ. पहली बात तो लड़की, तो बात की बात आ जाएगी कोटा से, राजस्थान से. फिर राजस्थान में आने के बाद आप लड़की पैदा हो रही हो, और वो आप पैदा कहाँ होने वाली हो? एक राजपूत फैमिली में. That's a करेला उस पे नीम चढ़ा, right? And I salute my mother today. राजस्थान जहाँ पे महिलाओं को, जहाँ पे ये मेरा अगला वाक्य था, आपने पहले ही बोल दिया. So let me tell you, I salute my mother that she decided to give me birth. I'm here today because of my mother. I'm the third child of my family. The first child was girl, the second was girl, and third never wanted. So hats off to my mother. Because of her, I'm here today. And मुझे भी लगा मुझे ये बताना चाहिए. So that was the biggest challenge for me to come in this world. When I came to this world, so that's the courageous mother of mine. Hip hip, hooray for her. So the nation building, my dear friends, when we talk about nation building is an all encompassing the term. The stakeholders are many. कौन हो सकते हैं? बहुत सारे stakeholders होते हैं. We have executives, the legislatures, the bureaucrats, the institutions and industry, the society, and above all, who are there? Who are there when we talk about nation building? That is our citizens. जैसा आपने अभी पहले भी कहा था मैम, स्वच्छ भारत अभियान वो जन अभियान तब बना जब हम उससे जुड़े. So that's all the citizens, all are connected in this process, and like activity happens within a structure as defined. Abhi to, since I prepared, I will read my address also, right? And my team has prepared it for me. So heads off to them also. So the activity happens within a structure as defined in our constitution, and our political processes of democracy has a long role to play into nation building. और जब राष्ट्र निर्माण की बात आ रही है, राष्ट्र की बात आ रही है, घर से शुरुआत हो रही है, तो उस राष्ट्र निर्माण में इंडियन सोसाइटी फॉर ट्रेनिंग एंड डेवलपमेंट कैसे पीछे रह सकती है? 53 वर्षीय इतिहास है हमारा. We are a pioneer organization from last 53 years in the field of learning and development, and we are doing wonders which are being. अभी तो उस जर्नी में भी आपको लेकर चलूंगी. So today India is in the global radar पे तो है ही, जैसा मैम ने बताया भी. So the country's resilience, the demographic dividend, the huge consumers within, and the economic progress we have made are talk of the many nations today. Because you can see very well here, हम जब 75वीं वर्षगांठ मना रहे हैं, अमृत महोत्सव मना रहे हैं, हमने हमारा स्वर्ण जयंती महोत्सव बनाया है और हम G20 नेशंस को लीड कर रहे हैं. ये प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सोच जैसी की बात हुई जब हम सिंपल टॉयलेट्स के निर्माण से बात चली और आज हम G20 लीड कर रहे हैं. बताइए इससे ज्यादा प्रोग्रेसिव एग्जांपल कहाँ मिलेगा? महाभारत हम सबने देखी, हम सबने सुनी, और हमने B.R. चोपड़ा जी का सीरियल जरूर देखा. पढ़ा लो, हमने जो पढ़ा था CBSE स्कूल में, there was a book called महाभारत also. So द्रौपदी नाम मैंने सबसे पहले वहीं देखा था और उसके अलावा अपनी लाइफ में कभी नहीं सुना था. और अब जब दोबारा नाम ये सुना तो वो राष्ट्र की राष्ट्रपति, वो पहली राष्ट्रपति. सो मुझे लगा कि अरे वाह, देखिए भारत में द्रौपदी कहाँ से कहाँ पहुंच रही है. बताइए इससे अच्छा एग्जाम्पल और कहाँ होगा? द्रौपदी को जब राज्यसभा में लाया गया था, मैम ने अभी एग्जाम्पल्स दिए हमारे महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी के बारे में. वो किस बैकग्राउंड से आते हैं, अगर वो यहाँ तक आ सकते हैं, सो वी कैन डू रियली वंडर्स. एक बार मणिकर्णिका मूवी देखिए ना, कंगना रनौत, और एक डायलॉग है उसमें, क्या बड़ा फेमस डायलॉग, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा. जब बेटी उठ खड़ी होती है, जब बेटी उठ खड़ी होती है तो विजय भी बड़ी होती है. सो जब बेटियां उठ खड़ी होती हैं तो वो विजय बड़ी लेकर आती हैं. सो एज इज इंडियन सोसाइटी फॉर ट्रेनिंग एंड डेवलपमेंट. जब एक बेटी खड़ी हुई तो इतनी बेटियों का साथ मिला, और वो पॉसिबल ही नहीं था उदेश सर के साथ, जोशी जी के साथ, जैन साहब जैसे, मुकेश जी जैन साहब. अब बताइए बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल आप यहाँ देख सकते हैं. मुकेश जी वहां बैठे हैं, धर्मपत्नी हमारी RVP के रूप में हमारे यहाँ शोभायमान है. बताइए ना, विमेन एम्पावरमेंट की जब हम बात कर रहे हैं तो हम कहाँ पीछे हैं? So Indian Society for Training and Development is another example, the best example, I must say. Our thoughts now go to our women, and the most resilient element in India, that is nowadays, is we are really talking about women. That's what ma'am also said. An Indian household or the Indian society is incomplete without its women, though productive numbers may not be written against their names. Fact तो यही है. आज भी हमें पता है, जब हम ग्राउंड लेवल पे काम करते हैं, यहाँ तो ठीक है कॉर्पोरेट लेवल पे बड़ा अच्छा लग रहा है यहाँ बात कर रहे हैं, योगिता जी जानती हैं, अर्चना जी आप जानते हो, जब हम फील्ड में जाके काम करते हैं. सो आई ऑल्सो वर्क देयर. So that's why I know कि जब हम सेम समान वेजेस ही नहीं दे रहे, हम नरेगा क्या है, कितना स्ट्रगल हम वहां कर रहे हैं, काम पूरा कर रहे हैं, लेकिन वहां पे फैक्ट की बता रही हूँ, वहां पे तो ठीक है, स्थितियां बहुत सुधर गई है. सिटिंग हियर एक 5 स्टार उसमें हॉल में, एयर कंडीशन हॉल में आप बैठ के बात करते हो. जो मैम ने बताया जब वो आपदा में वहां पे थे, कोविड में जब हम सड़कों पे हाईवे पे खड़े होके, नीता दी हम लोग, मेरी टीम बैठी है कोटा ज्ञानवार से यहाँ, वी वर ऑन द रोड्स, रोजाना 550 पैकेट बनाते थे, नियम था 550 पैकेट बनाने, और हम वहां जाके खड़े होते थे. और जो आपने बोला ना मैडम, वो हमने भी सहा है. जब हम फील्ड्स पे खड़े थे, हमने वो चैलेंज देखे भी है. ठीक है, ये हम बोल्ड थे कि हम यहाँ पहुंचे हैं, राइट. सो what we say is that the women contribution in the household or in the society is very much nowadays in place. अभी पहले तो नहीं था, लेकिन हाँ आजकल तो दिखता ही है. और यहाँ बैठी मंच में जितनी भी, इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे जितनी भी महिलाएं बैठी हुई हैं इस सभागार में, आप सभी सहमत होंगे, और जितने भी भद्र पुरुष यहाँ बैठे हैं वो भी इस बात से पूरी तरह से सहमत होंगे कि आपके घर की बच्ची, आपके घर की महिला, आपकी सिस्टर, आपकी वाइफ जब भी अपने वर्क प्लेस पे गई होंगी, तो कभी ना कभी कुछ ना कुछ तो आके उन्होंने आपसे ऐसा शेयर किया ही होगा जो आपको सुनना पसंद नहीं आया होगा. दिस इज स्टिल हैपनिंग विद अस. मुझे एक मेंबर यहाँ ये बता दे कि यस, माय डॉटर, माय वाइफ, माय सिस्टर नेवर शेयर्ड एनीथिंग लाइक दिस, और योर फ्रेंड. वी आर क्रॉसिंग दोस चैलेंजेस and reaching here. और क्या बोलूं, जब हम फील्ड में होते तो हमें पता होता है, एंड यू नो, आप सभी एग्री कर रहे हैं ना, उसके बाद भी जोश हाई होता है हमारा. उसके बाद भी जोश हाई होता है जब घर से मैं निकलती हूँ. जब सबसे पहली बार, मैम आपने बहुत अच्छा बोला था कि जब मैं घर से पहली बार, मेरे को किसी एक पहली बार 2013 की बात है, मुझे आमंत्रित किया गया था ओम कोठारी इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मैनेजमेंट एंड रिसर्च कोटा में महिला दिवस पर अपना उद्घोषण देने के लिए. जब मैं घर से सुबह निकल रही थी 10 बजे, अच्छा टाइम है, खुला टाइम है, लेट हो जाऊंगी तो भी सही टाइम पे जाऊंगी. मैं और मेरे ब्रदर दोनों साथ निकले थे, और मेरी माताजी ने प्रश्न मेरे से पूछा था कितनी बजे आओगी. मैंने कहा था मम्मी विमेंस डे आज तो. और वहां जाके जब मुझे बोलने का मौका दिया गया, मुझे कहा गया कि आप कुछ बोलिए. मैं तो मंच पे गई, मैंने कहा अगली बार जब मैं आऊं और मेरी माताजी में से, मेरी मम्मी में से ये क्वेश्चन ही पूछे कि व्हेन विल यू कम बैक, आई विल से दैट आई एम एम्पावर्ड. Since then I will say I'm not empowered yet. That was my question, and the hall was like full of taaliyan waliyan. I said, but at the same time I'm very happy that my mama is only concerned about me, not for my brother. Right? Your mom is only concerned about you, and she is for me. She doesn't care whether he comes at right time or not, but yes, she really cares me. She really loves me a lot. है कि नहीं? So that is the second aspect of this. But I must say कि ये जो सेकेंड एस्पेक्ट है, ये बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल एस्पेक्ट है. ये सिर्फ भारत ही तो है जहां भी पूछा जाता है कन्या को कि घर कब लौटोगी, या किसी को भी. लेकिन अब धीरे धीरे वो समय आ चुका है. वो तो धर्मपत्नी आ जाती तब पूछती है जी कितनी बजे आओगे, माता जी नहीं पूछती. Am I right? It happens. I'm sorry, I'm going off the way. This is not as a precedent. I'm talking just like a women now. But this is what are my experiences of my life. That's what I'm saying. So, in urbanization and nuclear families are increasing nowadays, and women's are responsible are also on the increase now. Responsibilities जो है हमारी बढ़ रही हैं. जब हम न्यूक्लियर फैमिली में है तो पहले तो फिर भी थोड़ा साथ होता था. अभी तो हम अनीता मैम को ही पूछ लें या राजेश्वरी मैम को, योगिता जी को पूछ लें, घर से जब निकलते हो आप ऑफिस जाने के लिए तो कितने का, मैं तो ठीक है ऐसे आ जाती हूँ, बट आपको तो घर पे डब्बे भी बनाने हैं. आप जा रहे हो, अपना खुद का भी बनाना है, हस्बैंड का भी बनाना है, बच्चों का भी बनाना है. आई सी माई सिस्टर्स लाइक शी व्हेन शी गो टू ऑफिस, वो अपने बच्चे को बोर्डिंग में डाला है तो वो उसके लिए 4 टिफिन बनाती हैं. वहां से वो मतलब एक पहले छोटे बच्चा था तब उसको वो स्कूल में दिया है, वो स्कूल से का ये पहला लंच बॉक्स है. स्कूल के भी चोचले बहुत है. है ना, एक नहीं 2 लंच बॉक्स। फिर बाद में बच्चा वहां से निकल के क्रैच में जाएगा, क्रैच के लंच बॉक्स, हस्बैंड के लंच बॉक्स, खुद का लंच बॉक्स। शाम को 5:30 बजे ऑफिस से आने के बाद ये नहीं कि मेरे जियोसा जा रहे हैं बालक को लेने भी वही क्रैच से निकल के जाती हूँ, अपना बच्चा लेती हूँ, घर आती हूँ। दीज काइंड ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज, दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव फेस्ड, एंड ये तो आप हम सभी जानते हैं। सो इस तरह की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज भी महिलाओं के ऊपर तो बढ़ ही रही हैं, बढ़ेंगी ही। सो इट फोर्सेस देम टू कम अप फ्रंट इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रोडक्टिविटी। मेरे ऊपर जब दिमाग में प्रेशर होता है तब ज्यादा आप अच्छा काम करते हो। मुझे पता है कि मुझे 4 बजे वहां पहुंचना है, तो आपका जो एफिशिएंसी काम की है, सर आप लोग एग्री करते हो कि नहीं करते? द फैक्ट दैट द एफिशिएंसी ऑफ अ फीमेल एम्प्लॉय इज मच 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 बेटर देन अ मेल एम्प्लॉय. Reason, she has some more responsibility. I can give you the live example of this. We used to live in a IL colony. हमारे घर में नींबू का पेड़ था, अमरूद का, तो बहुत सारे नींबू आते थे। My father was like, झड़ते तो पैकेट बना के दिया, 1 to me and 1 to my brother. You go, ये उन अंकल को दे आना, ये उनको दे आना, मतलब लाइक डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करते हैं ऐसे कॉलोनी में, इस तरह से। तब बोला था जाना और आना। So I went and I came back. My brother, I mean, he did not turn up only. कहाँ है? अब ढूंढो साहब, वो भी साथ में गए थे। Where is he? भी हम छोटे बच्चे थे तब तो। जब हम ढूंढने निकले, भैया कहाँ गया? भैया नहीं मिला। भैया कहीं नहीं था, उसके हाथ में नींबू का पैकेट था, वो खड़ा, ये काटा, वो काटा। So he was looking at only those, like, जो आसमान में उड़ती पतंगों में ही मन था उनका। So he was not focused for the work. कहीं ना कहीं आपको ये समझना पड़ेगा, लड़की को कहा जाता है सीधे जाना सीधे आना, तो मेरे भैया को तो नहीं सिखाया था। So this is a very छोटा सा live example आपको मैं बता रही हूँ, but these, like, this is how I can say when I was in insurance sector. So when I used to give tasks right in the morning at 9, okay, this has to be done. So these are the managers who are girls and these are the managers who are men. Like, ठीक है, 2 बजे या 5 बजे शाम को फिर बात करेंगे, but सी कि वो लड़के आपको नीचे पान की चाय की थड़ी पे मिल जाते थे, लड़कियां नहीं मिलती, बिकॉज डिस्ट्रैक्शन। गर्ल्स नोज दैट कि ठीक है, लड़कों को ठीक है, ओके फाइन, यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड दिस। व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज, जो कहते हैं ना, द ज़ील एंड एक व्हिच वुमेन हैज, वो पुरुषों में थोड़ी सी कमी पाई जाती है, बट वो हम ही पूरी करते हैं उनकी भी, चाहे वो ब्रदर की करते हो, चाहे आप अपने हस्बैंड की करते हो, बट देन वी ओनली डज दैट, वो आप ही पूरी करते हो बाद में। So education, I must say, this education is the largest means of empowering women. We at ISTD dwells at the learning and development constituencies, training being a means to that. From the year onwards, you will see many more activities in this front, as women empowerment committee is coming forward, and we will definitely doing a lot of activities into this again. And I seek the support and cooperation and blessings from all the stakeholders towards this endeavor of mine, not mine, the entire team. And I must say कि जो सेशंस आप अगले 2 दिन में आप, मतलब अगला जो कल का दिन है, जैसा कि नीलम जी ने आपको अभी बताया, it's going to be a great day ahead because we have tried to bring the best of the faculties. I would request Gurvinder ji, if you can just give a glance of all the eminent faculties who are going to join us. It's there. You can show that slide also. So this is how what you are going to get, and I'm very much sure this conference is going to give you a lot of insights, and these insights will help you out further also, because हमने कोशिश ये की है, जो perfect blend हमने सभी speakers का अलग अलग field से, जब हमने बात की है showcasing of women's skill, sector specific skilling, breaking the mold, we'll be discussing all these things, and ये आपको can you show it? Yes. So I must say, यहाँ पे मैं एक चीज और बोलना चाहती हूँ, it's right time to talk about ISTD, जब मैं आपको बताऊंगी कि ISTD, as ma'am already mentioned, we have a wonderful flagship program from last 44 years. We are running our diploma. Apart from this, ISTD, जैसे कि आपको पता है ना, भारत को विश्व गुरु कहते हैं, तो जब भारत विश्व गुरु कहला रहा है, तो वो पहले कहते थे छवि, मैं तो कहती हूँ आज भी हम तो मान के चलते हैं, हम तो हैं ही विश्व गुरु। इसी आधार पे हम चलेंगे और उस भाव को मन में रखेंगे, तो इस विश्व गुरु की श्रृंखला में हम दोबारा दूसरी तरफ दोबारा हम उस ओर बढ़ रहे हैं। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में हम उस तरफ जा ही रहे हैं। इट्स नथिंग लाइक, and I must say ISTD की मैं बात करूं तो ISTD is also into the transformational path where we are imbibing technology and trying to transform the talent pool available in ISTD. Can we have? Acha, there's a slide I really want to show where all the members, the eminent experts, if you can show it across. So क्या होगा कि जब आप देख लोगे कि कल क्या क्या होने वाला है, तब आप कल दोबारा जल्दी जाओगे. So at 9:30 we'll start our conference again tomorrow, and that is important for you to have a look on it. This is not the complete one. If you can really play it well for me, Gurvinder, it's in your WhatsApp now. So I invite members who are here who are not a part of ISTD membership. If you have not taken the membership of ISTD, you can see the right example of transformation standing me here from a small town called Kota. I told you. So once I became a member of ISTD, ISTD has given a lot of opportunities to me, and I could work and reach out here. So the transformational path हमने अभी स्टार्ट किया. This is what is a galaxy of experts you are going to have. You are going to meet all these galaxies. So I wish you all a great learning this conference, and you are going to बहुत ही नई चीजें आपके बीच में आएंगी, क्योंकि इतने अच्छे लाइव एक्सपीरियंसेस की बात करेंगे. अगर मैं बात करूं, मेरे जो एक्सपर्ट्स आपके साथ कल जुड़ने वाले हैं, इसमें स्पेशली हमारे बीच में कई सारे एक्सपर्ट्स भारत और भारत के बाहर से भी हैं. जब सेक्टर स्पेसिफिक की बात हुई है, तो ऐसी महिलाएं जिन्होंने अपने जीवन में प्राकृतिक बाधाएं जो ईश्वर की ओर से उन्हें प्रदत्त हैं, उसको भी क्रॉस करके आगे बढ़ी हैं. ऐसी महिलाओं से भी आपको मिलने का मौका मिलेगा. एंड आई मस्ट से, मेरे को बहुत क्वेश्चंस उठे थे आउट ऑफ फ्रॉम अराउंड 11,000 members of ISTD. They raised many questions to me. Why not a single speaker who is a man here? We never asked the other way around. Yes, Rajeshwari ma'am, we never asked the other way around. But this question was asked to me by many senior members. And they told me, Anita ji, you cannot get what exactly you want without involving man in this. So I said, the men are behind the show, sir. So let the first time it is there, the men are behind the show. So I request you, each one of you, to please continue, and I'm assuring you, Aapka time is going to be a really enriching time you are going to enjoy. And with this, I invite all the members who are here but not a part of my membership. If you do not have a membership, sir, have it now. Today itself, every member sitting in the hall is going to get the link of membership, and your membership is just a click away. So be a member of ISTD and join this journey which we have started, which is being already started 53 years back. So just आप आइए, उस यात्रा में हमारा साथ दीजिए, और आपके थॉट्स और आपकी क्रिएटिविटी, योर इनोवेशन कैन रियली ब्रिंग चेंज इनटू दिस. थैंक यू सो वेरी मच फॉर हैविंग मी हियर. थैंक यू. जय हिंद एंड जय ISTD. That is important. Let everybody say Jai ISTD along with Jai IFTDO. So I really thank Alka ma'am and Zenith ma'am. You are there since then, and you are undoubtedly the strongest pillars behind this show today, because without IFTDO, we could not do it. And this is basically a show. And I must say, Alka ma'am, your guidance throughout from the day one is heads off, ma'am. So I really thank all the sponsors, ONGC, Indian Oil Corporation Limited, GAIL India, NTPC, and New Holland for their valuable support, and all the delegates who are attending this conference. I'm assuring you, you are going to get wonderful insights from this conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful words. And you rightly reminded the initiatives that has been taken by Government of India, and especially the Ministry of the Women and Child Development. If we talk about the initiatives that has been taken by Ministry of Women and Child Development in implementing various schemes and programs to bring into the mainstream, to bring women into the mainstream of the different sectors. The schemes like One-Stop Center and universalization of the women helplines. The scheme like Swadhar Grey scheme, that is talking about centrally sponsored scheme for the women victims. The schemes like Ujjwala scheme, working women hostels, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Mahila Shakti Kendra, Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana. See, many a times there are so many schemes, but we are not aware. Either we don't want to look into that, or we do not have time, or we feel that that is not for us. But ultimately, the Government of India has really done a wonderful job by taking an initiatives of not only the schemes, but there are different acts also, like a Dowry Protection Act, or a National Plan for the Action for the Girl Child, or a National Commission for the Women, Protection of the Women for the Domestic Violence Act, Maternity Benefit Act, Women's Reservation Bill, National Policy for the Empowerment of the Women, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, and the other schemes, One-Stop Center scheme, Women Helpline schemes, Ujjwala schemes, and so on and so forth. How can we forget the great, great contribution of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, and importantly, all the stalwarts who are taking care of the actions that are headed by Honorable Modi ji. Like ma'am. So moving forward to the main aspect, we can throw light over here on the very, very important fact and the truth that the time has changed. The time has really changed. The rise of the female entrepreneurs in India, if we look into the total data and the statistics, the rise of the female entrepreneurs in India has also shown that the women in business, they are capable of matching the success of their male counterparts. So few female entrepreneurs in the India, we also know, taking the risk, facing the obstacles, reaching to the pinnacles of the success, including like Falguni Nair, the founder of the Nykaa. How can we forget Aditi Gupta ji, co-founder of the Manstropedia, Vani Kola, CEO of the Kalari Capital, Priya Paul, chairperson of the Park Hotels, Kiran Mazmudar Show, founder of the Balkan, Richa Kher, the co-founder of the CEO of the Zivim, Jyoti Nayak, ex-president Shri Mahila Gridyog Lijat Papad. How can we forget Upma Kapoor, founder of the Till and Terra, Vanna Luthra, founder of the BLCC, and so on and so forth. In fact, there are actual heroes in our country. We can say that these are just a handful successful female entrepreneurs whose stories are truly, truly inspirable. The list could be no longer, indicating a positive shift in the women empowerment in the country, and it may happen in 2023. You know, presently, if you talk about the India in 2022, it has ranked in 135th in the world for gender gap in the overall workforce. However, this is not going to continue for long. You know, this type of conferences and the contributions that are going to be received. And of course, it is all in mindset. We all know that it is all about perception. It is all about attitude. It is all about the mindset that is there with us. And it is all about how we think, how we act, how we go ahead. So it's time to move ahead. And I think, you know, this type of contribution of the stalwarts who are present over here and all the delegates, those who are present over here, are going to contribute. So On behalf of the Indian Society for Training and Development, I would like to present a vote of thanks. Before vote of thanks, one more important thing is we are very, very thankful to all the 51 chapters located in major cities of India. Many a time it is questions to many people that, I want to, many times, when you go to the website, the first is Ahmedabad. I'm from Ahmedabad. And the first name that you saw is a chairperson, Ahmedabad chapter, Dr. Neelam Panchal. And there are a lot of calls, ma'am, your number is displayed and I want to become a member, but I'm residing in Allahabad. I'm residing in Bangalore. How could I connect, and how? So importantly, through this conference, I want to spread that ISTD is spreaded over north, east, west, and south. In north, we have 12 chapters, including Allahabad, Chittorgarh, Chandigarh, Dehradun, Delhi, Gurgaon, Jaipur, Kota, Lucknow, Meerut, Noida, and Udaipur. In east, we have 10 chapters, Behrampur, Bhubaneswar, Guwahati, Jamshedpur, Kolkata, Ranchi, Sambalpur, Shillong, Balasore, and Durgapur. In west, we have 19 chapters, 19, yes, Ahmedabad, Anand, Aurangabad, Bhopal, Goa, Indore, Islampur, Mumbai, Nagpur, Nashik, Navi Mumbai, Pune, Silvassa, Vadodara, Gwalior, Kakrapar, Bhavnagar, Surat, and Rajkot. And lastly, in south, we have 10 chapters and of course, many more to come. Bangalore, Chennai, Coimbatore, Hyderabad, Kochi, Mysuru, Saubram, Vishakhapatnam, Mangalore, Tiruvananthapuram, and so on and so forth. So friends, this is just for the knowledge of the people who are interested to join ISTD. And, whenever there is, foundation days coming, we are also offering a lot of discounts for the membership. So coming soon. Yeah, so you can wait for the same and you can spread all the members who are there. They can spread the awareness about the same to the non-members so that they can also take a benefit of the activities that we are doing. So on behalf of the Indian Society for Training and Development, I express my gratitude to all the stalwarts and all the dignitaries present over here. Ms. Saroja from Bharat Natyam Maestro, she has joined online, but she is not able to talk, but then she is a Padma Bhushan. She's a chief guest. We are very, very thankful, ma'am. You have joined over here. We had Mr. Janet, Ms. Janet, FDO board member and a chairperson of the Women Empowerment Committee from Nigeria. We are very, very heartily thankful to you for your presence. Ms. Yogita Singh, a wonderful, to hear you, ma'am, and the talk that you give, about how the women empowerment is happening and how the gender equality is important. We are very, very thankful that you spent your valuable time and we are indebted
Thank
for your
you.
presence.
Thank you very much.
I extend special thanks to Dr. Rajeshwari Narendran, our past national president and director, NTPC School of Business, for your valuable presence over here, ma'am, and a wonderful insight as usual. I'm thankful to Mrs. Usha Jain, RVP North, Indian Society for Training and Development, for her consistent support in the organization of the conference. I am thankful to Anita Madhokji, Chairperson, Women Empowerment Committee and MD Open Spaces Consulting Mumbai, India, for being present over here and for your valuable insight, as well as setting the tone of the conference. Importantly, I'm thankful to Ms. Anita Chauhan, National President, ISTD, not only for the conference, but also to providing me an opportunity to go on with the conference and handling the activities of the conference. We, on behalf of ISTD, are thankful to Dr. Udesh Kohli, President Emeritus, our pillar, our mentor, and ગુજરાતીમાં એવું કહેવાય છે કે વડીલોના આશીર્વાદ મળે એટલે બધું આવી ગયું. So, sir, જે પણ વડીલો અહીંયા દેખાય છે, I mean to all the dignitaries and all our elders whose blessings are very, very important to all of us. We are highly, highly thankful and indebted to all of you. We're thankful to Archana ji, Archana Agnihotri ji, BJP correspondent, for your valuable presence over here. Dr. S.K. Jain, senior professor from IIT Delhi. We are very, very thankful to you, sir. Tasmeen Khanji ji, she has joined online to us. We are thankful to you, ma'am. PK Rajput ji, Radha Sharma ji, Anubha ji, and all the members, our former director, AC Joshi ji, for your, consistent support for making the ISTD, to the next level. We are very, very thankful to Mukesh Jain ji. We are thankful to Dabas ji. We are thankful to all the members, and importantly, all the, I mean, a big round of applause for the ISTD administrative team, starting with the director, Saurav Basu ji, for wonderful initiative, consistent support, and importantly, since the morning, I was sitting with the team and I was just trying to look into how fast and quickly, they are working, for just like you can see this launch of the newsletter. So that has been prepared by one designer, but then the printing and all, on the spot, it has happened all in the ISTD office. So for that, your valuable contribution, it is very, very important. Prakash ji, Gurvinder ji, Mamta ji, Lakshmi ji, I may forgot some names, Shubhashri ji, and all the members, and sorry, Hemlata ji, obviously, Minakshi ji, and yes, Rajkumari ji. So I think today I would Govindaji, I have mentioned. Yeah. So all the members of the team, I may not be knowing all the names, but directly and indirectly, everyone, all the office staff members of the ISTD who has contributed for the success of the conference. Importantly, all the delegates across the nation, all the chapter chairpersons, all the secretaries and the vice chairmen and the treasurers of the different chapters across the nation. Not only that, all the non-ISTD members also who are interested to become ISTD members and who are contributing for the development. We are very, very thankful. So once again, thankful to all of you. We will end the program with a national anthem. We will also request all of you to join us tomorrow. We have a schedule, as ma'am has already mentioned, from 9 morning to evening 5 p.m. Thank you.
शुभ आशीष मांगे जय
Mata ki jai. One day. Thank you all of you. You all are, yeah, we are moving forward for the dinner. So we all are required for a dinner as well as a group photo outside the hall. So first we'll go for group photo followed by the dinner. Thank you.